Welcome to the Modules for Instructional Strategies, brought to you by the Georgia Department of Education. In this module, we will look at how students can demonstrate mastery of the Georgia Standard of Excellence Standard Social Studies World Geography 2, Element C, through the use of a sample lesson idea with resources. The standards covered in this module include Social Studies World Geography Standard 2, which states, evaluate how the physical and human characteristics of place and region are connected to human identities and cultures. Also, Element D, which states, examine the impact of cultural beliefs on gender roles and perceptions of race and ethnicity as they vary from one region to another. Example, the caste system, apartheid, and legal rights for women. The sample activity demonstrated will not only satisfy the standard to be covered, but also allow students to demonstrate understanding of connecting themes and enduring understandings that cross multiple units throughout all social studies courses. The enduring understandings covered in this module include beliefs and ideals. The student will understand that the beliefs and ideals of a society influence the social, political, and economic decisions of that society. Culture. The student will understand that culture of a society is the product of religion, beliefs, customs, traditions, and government of that society. Individuals, groups, and institutions. The student will understand that the actions of individuals, groups, and/or institutions affect society through intended and unintended consequences. For this module, we will have students complete an activity in which they will gather local data from their own school in order to show the impact cultural beliefs and gender roles play at the most local level from the student's perspective. For this activity, students may work in pairs or in groups based on the needs and ability of the class. Next, we will have the students research similar information from a broader, more regional approach and expanding this research to a global perspective. In doing so, the student will engage in meaningful activities that not only satisfy the Georgia Standard of Excellence for this module and cover the enduring understandings, the student will also engage in tasks within the first 3 levels of Webb's depth of knowledge. A good explanation as to why the new Georgia Standards of Excellence required this level of understanding from students is that in our country today, as well as with the continual increased level of globalization, cultural diversity is seen more prevalent in today's schools. Thus, the state standards should reflect the real world in which the students live in. Step 1. The first part of this activity will be for the students to create a questionnaire of about 21 questions and to poll the class as well as their fellow classmates throughout the school. The questions should attempt to gauge how the school's or local cultural belief impact 1. Gender roles, and 2. Perceptions of race, and 3. Ethnicity. The questionnaire is thus divided into 3 equal groups with an equal amount of questions for each group. Sample questions could include what jobs are most suited for men or women and provide them with a list to check, or how many races are there in your school? Here displayed are a few other examples of questions suitable for a questionnaire. The questionnaire should be done as either a collective group as a class, or done individually, or compiled or edited by the teacher, or voted on which questions would be best suited for this questionnaire. But all such modifications to this lesson should be geared towards what is attainable given the teacher's current students' abilities. The questionnaire will also serve as a baseline to gauge if the students' perceptions match what the results indicate. These 5 sample questions were taken from the United Nations Development Program. Questions like this help probe the current views of students and allows for data to be collected and discussed, typically during a class discussion. Additionally, the class discussions will require students to draw conclusions, cite evidence, and analyze how the results have affected people in their local communities. This group analysis is a Level 3 exercise according to Webb's depth of knowledge. Step 2. The next step in the activity is for students to research historical or current perceptions of race and ethnicity as well as gender issues. Some topics may include, but are not limited to, the caste system, apartheid, and legal rights for women. Allow the students to differentiate their research into topics that most interest them, but stress that these topics must be related to the standard element. Additionally, they must research one article from each of the topics being investigated, such as gender roles, perceptions of race, and perceptions of ethnicity. Direct students to the Pew Research Center found at www.pewresearch.org. Once at the website, have students locate the banner at the top and either click on Social Trends or Global tab. Under each tab, have students further select Topics, as this will direct the students to a list of topics to choose from. Have the students spend some time deciding on a topic or article of choice that they will investigate further. The teacher should take some time prior to the lesson to research some articles and, if needed, find additional resources elsewhere on the web. Step 3. Finally, the students shall collaborate with the other groups and create some way of classifying the information they have gathered. A great strategy to do this is to have them organize their information into a table. Here is an example of a table to classify the information. Another good strategy is to have the students place this information on poster boards or on butcher paper, anything that may be displayed and referenced throughout the remaining of the lessons in the Cultural Geography unit. This concludes Module 5.